ShopHQ, and we're gonna have 4 different watches tonight from Invicta watches. So they're different timepieces here. 3 of them are new for me. One has been a real popular item on TikTok, and so we wanted to carry that over for you, see if that would carry any interest for you tonight. I think it's a fantastic deal. Great varieties out there, total gift item. That'll be the 4th watch I'll be presenting here tonight. So real quick, give ShopHQ a follow. That is ShopHQ on Facebook, on Instagram, on X, on YouTube. Get all those platforms in. The only one that's different is TikTok. And TikTok actually is ShopHQ official. So be sure to go on all those different platforms. Now, here's the other thing, is there is another platform for Invicta. And let me just double check. I just want to say it correctly here. It's the ShopHQ Insider Group. So ShopHQ Insider Group. We're actually going to be streaming over there. I posted that on Instagram on my stories a little bit earlier. So we'd love to be able to see you there also, because from what I know, there's going to be some special things that are going on with that. Hey, Godfather, good to see you here tonight. Thank you so much. So yes, let's see if I can actually post. Let me see if I can post that for a second. The ShopHQ Insider Group myself on this platform. Let me see. Paste. Let me see if this works. Can you guys click on this? Let me know. I think that works. Is that link actually clickable? Hey, Watchman50. Hi, Tim Shaw, Christopher White. Thank you for being here. Let me know if that link I just set for the ShopHQ Insider is good, if that works. So, okay. Yeah, I'll wait for a comment here back from you guys. So anyway, give me a follow on social media. That is the Ryan Code, and that is on Instagram, on X, on TikTok, and then for me on Facebook, it is Invicta Ryan. So, Invicta Claus is here. Hi, Anthony. Good to see you, buddy. All right. So outside of that, I do have a couple more shows this week. I'm going to have another live stream here. Whether you're watching it on YouTube, if you're watching it now on Facebook through the ShopHQ Insider. Again, let me know if that link works here. Rick and Lisa, thank you for being here. And then it's also, so that'll be on Wednesday night. And then I'll have some TikTok shows coming up at 11 a.m. Eastern. That's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So it's going to be a busy week here. And then I have a couple cruises too. So it's actually a really, really busy week. Anyway, let's get on with the presentation here tonight. So you can't click on the link. Okay, good to know. I think it's only on Harry's side that he's able to do it. So no big deal at all. All right, we're gonna kick off the show here tonight, the live stream, right here with a 50mm aviator. So I'm gonna click on that right here, right now. And so the aviator collection with Invicta is pretty generous in terms of all the different designs out there. Obviously, it's playing to that aviation role, and you'll find some elements in each and every Invicta watch that has that aviator influence as part of the timepiece. So this particular version right here, this is called the 50mm aviator quartz chronograph two-tone bracelet watch. Now, right away, I mean, this is a big timepiece. I can feel the weight already. I'll measure that here. I'm going to just double check too, just on the size of it. I mean, it feels like the case is probably at 50mm, but you'll see the crown and function portions actually stick out a little bit more. And I do like that there is a crown protector. Now, this is that two-tone because we're talking about the 18 karat gold plating. You'll see through the center links that go along for the timepiece, around the bezel of the timepiece, and then some of the intricacies on the inside of the watch. So regular retail price, $1,095. ShopHQ took 88% off. So it's now down to $129. $129.99 to get into this big aviator timepiece right here. I mean, first of all, I'm just gonna weigh it because this is, I'm just curious to see what the weight actually is. Okay, it's over ½ pound. It is 9.4 ounces, which is going to be 268 grams. So it is a heavier timepiece just right off the bat. I'm just gonna get the cone out of the way for you guys because I know you love the cone. It's more popular than me. I should just start the cone with the green stripe page because it will get more traction than me. We're looking at, let me just get it all played out. We're right about 8 3/4 of an inch. All right, 8 3/4 of an inch, just about, maybe just a little bit under. I mean, it's fitting pretty tight right there. Maybe just slightly under 8.5 inch wrist for sure. And I think that probably most people right there that works for. Let's go through some measurements of this watch. And so what we're going to have is, yeah, 55.5 by 16. All right, let's check that out real quick. Let's see what everything will say. Okay, I'm in millimeters now. I'll try to read backwards here. So what we're going to go 10-4. Let's see what we got here. See if it's about 50.5 millimeters just for the case. Ah, look at that. All right, 10-4. What is that, 48.5? Okay, 48.5. So if we go west to east, okay, there it is. So basically, okay, I see what happened. So basically this little edge from the bezel that actually comes out on either side, that's going to be an extra millimeter on each side. So that's where the 50 millimeter actually comes from. So if you include in the little edge work, you'll see how it just bumps out a little bit here. So it will then be that 50.5 millimeters for it. Going all the way west to east, including the crown. So looking top down, and you're going to be, oops, hold on one second. We're going to be right at, what is that, 54.7 millimeters. Thickness, let's just double check on that. I'm going to go up to that little riser on the crown. So it's going to be the tallest part. What are we looking at? 17.3 lower spot. Yeah, what is that, 16? I can't, 15. Yeah, 16.1. Okay. This watch actually has a flame fusion crystal on it too. So while we're looking at the timepiece through, that flame fusion crystal is going to have that impact mineral crystal along with that sapphire scratch resistant crystal that's been fused together. So it's going to protect the dial, and the dial actually is really cool on this. It goes back to Godfather and Anthony, what did we call that before? It was the twisted metal, I believe, where we had that cage design inside of the watches. And if you look on the inside right here of the timepiece, you'll be able to see that twisted metal is like another layer between the base of the dial. Then you have the layer of the twisted metal, and then there's another component on top that's going to be then, twisted metal, that's going to be your subdials at 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock, and those represent your chronograph for your minutes and also then your seconds. Now at the bottom of the dial, that 6 o'clock position right here, you'll be able to see it almost looks like that altimeter of how the lines are going up and then how the minute markers are actually then flared out from that. And then a little bit of that directional compass here at the very top, along with the airspeed indicator here at that top subdial, that representation here for this watch. Notice too on the bezel. The bezel actually has the high polish finish, raised elements, and then a completely matte finish for the timepiece. A little bit of knurling on the sides of those risers that come up for that unidirectional rotating bezel. Now this bezel, it will rotate, but it's really not functional because there's no sort of, there's no indicators on there, but still, you know, little fidget spinner for you, fun to do. Function pushers off to the side actually have a little bit of a color to it. It's more of a blue for the function pushers off to the side of the timepiece, and also then just plated in 18 karat gold. Notice too, on the perpetual second hand of the watch, right there on the back hand, you're actually getting an airplane. Again, to play along with that whole aviator influence. And of course, the numbering going down for the dive scale over here is done more in that aviation font. So that's a cool timepiece. And I mean, you can't lose in terms of the color option here that goes along with it. Silver tone and gold tone, that's really the whole theme through in and throughout. The only exception is right there on those function pushers at 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock to be able to operate start, stop, and also do a reset for that chronograph on the watch. So yeah, great timepiece here that we have going on. I don't see any questions on this particular watch. The movement on the insides from Time Module Inc., and that movement's going to be the VD51. That's where you get the chronograph at the 12 and 6 o'clock marks here within the timepiece. So let me just check and see if there are any additional comments on this. Let me see if I missed anybody. I think I got everybody. Christopher White, Godfather, Tim Shaw, Watchman 54, Invicta Claus, Rick and Lisa, Watch Junkie is here. Yep, those are the ones that are commenting right now. Now, you guys, before, if you just jumped on a little bit later, like Anthony did, you might have missed it. I was going to mention, go ahead and follow ShopHQ. Follow ShopHQ on the ShopHQ Insiders. ShopHQ Insider Group on Facebook. Go ahead, make sure to follow that. I think there'll be some cool things that will be coming out on that. So make sure you add that to your Facebook, add that as a Facebook group that you want to be a part of. So that'd be great. All right, I'm gonna move on to the next timepiece here tonight. And so here we go. All right, we're looking at here. Okay, this one is gonna just have sort of that all blacked out version, except for, because there was one that was all black, which actually sold out. So, excuse me, there's a robin's egg blue version. And so what we're looking at right here is a 50 millimeter aviator quartz chronograph blackout bracelet watch. The MSRP $795 on this. ShopHQ brought it down 85% to $119.99. So cool timepiece here, especially when we're talking about that black ionic plating that's a part of this timepiece here all throughout. So you'll see it's actually a brushed finish on the side where typically it would be done in a high polish finish. You'll see just the outer portion of the center link actually has a high polish element to it. But then outside of that, nothing really else, just really over here, just right where the 90-degree angle is, but it's actually a 45-degree angle. And then on the function pushers and crown, and notice too, a little red gasket that's a part of that 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock subdial that's going to operate the chronograph here inside of this timepiece. The movement is the VD57, so you're going to get your fast runner, your seconds, and also your minutes, all as part of the chronograph and a date window. So here, some people get confused sometimes, but right here, when you start the chronograph, that fast runner right here, 1/2 rotation is actually a second. A full rotation is 2 seconds. As you can see, you have the 0.5 second mark there, and then the 0 mark. So that's what you're getting. Seconds here, minutes over there, date window. 50 meters of water resistance that go along with this particular watch. And you get that impact resistant mineral crystal. Now, the weight on this timepiece, I think will be a little bit less than we saw before with the other aviator. Yeah, we're looking at about 212 grams or 7.5 ounces. So just a little bit under that 1/2 pound mark. In terms of this, we're gonna look at a bracelet that is that 8 3/4 inch wrist. So this watch will definitely fit that 8 3/4 inch wrist size. And I'll put it on my wrist so you can see how this looks. On a very handsome wrist, wearing a cool jacket tonight. I like that. I like that color. I mean, you guys all know I'm a sucker for blue, so this is just another one of those right here. So $119.99 to be able to get into this timepiece here tonight, the 50 millimeter aviator. Yeah, I'm liking it. You're gonna have the luminescence that's a part of the timepiece also. One thing I also didn't mention is you're gonna have 24 different cities throughout the country, and that is going to play into that whole aviator theme in terms of the different time zones throughout the world. So there'll be 24 of them here, which is pretty cool. I like that. You know, we have, let me just see if I can see it here easily, or if I can read it. Well, you have Paris and Cairo, Moscow and Dubai. Can't quite read everything here. On Tokyo, Beijing. Everything's backwards here too, so I'm kind of getting thrown off a little bit. But yeah, I'm liking this watch. But the third one, the next one I'm going to show you, I think I'm going to like it just even a little bit more. That blue is hypnotic. I know, Rick and Lisa. It is. And the thing is, it's a little bit different. If you click right up, I think it's up here for you guys, it shows the black version. The blue, in my opinion, looks a little bit different here in life than it does on the website. It's more of a vibrant blue. Little bit richer blue, I guess you could say. as opposed to, it's more of a rendering that's done on the website. I mean, it shows everything, but it's just going to be a little bit different. Oh, you know what? I forgot. We have the additional crown. Almost forgot to mention that. So you have the internal rotating bezel for, you know, in a sense, fun on this that goes along. I mean, you have to look at it a different way. You have to point to one or the other. But yeah, still pretty cool to see here with the watch. So you get that extra bezel or extra crown, and that's going to rotate that inner bezel or the rihad here inside of the timepiece. So yeah, I like that watch too. That's cool. All right, I think this is going to be my fave here during the course of the live stream. You know what? I have to just wipe this down for a second. I have to do it with my t-shirt because I see a little bit of a smudge. There we go. Well, tell me how you guys are doing. Watchman 54 blue is mesmerizing, my favorite color. Yep, same thing here. My favorite is just that Caribbean blue. You guys do anything fun this weekend? Exciting? I attended a wedding on Friday, and then yesterday was just a big gathering for the families, for the family that was out of town, but we actually got invited to that portion also, which was pretty neat to be able to see. And then it's just been a beautiful day here in Minnesota. Some people I met at the wedding yesterday, they're actually booked a cruise a month or two ago. The company that I actually am a captain for. I'm not obviously captaining it tonight, but they're out on the cruise right now. So they drove here to where I'm at, and I just took them down to the boat and bought their first drink. They don't know that. They'll find out here. They'll tell me when they get back, but I have to go pick them up here after the live stream when the boat comes back. Let's see. Rick and Lisa says, just hung out with the wifey and fam. Had a taco night tonight. Ooh, that sounds good. Godfather just said, I just chilled, I just relaxed and did some cleaning. 12 weeks to go until the big barbecue and birthday bash. Tim Shaw, love your glasses, Ryan. Thanks. Actually, I think these are actually Jen Vicks, believe it or not. Yeah, they were, I think she left them somewhere sometime, and they worked for me, and so I've kept them. She's wanted them back, but I know she has a bunch of different pairs, so I'm not giving them back. Checking out Ed Sheridan next Saturday, Rick and Lisa. Cool. Invicta Claus, watching the Knicks. Suzanne and Zeke in Michigan, 12th anniversary here. Happy anniversary to both of you, Suzanne and Zeke. Appreciate that. Very nice. Okay. Thank you for letting me know what's going on. All right, well, I'm going to go on to the third of 4 different presentations here. And so this next one, we're still going with the Aviator. And so this, Speedway. We had first 2 Aviators, now we have a Speedway. I do remember presenting this watch a number of years ago. But I don't think this particular color, I don't remember, maybe I did. I know there are other colors and I remember presenting those. But I do like this color. It falls within that blue. There's another color, red, which is going to be, everything you see blue in this is going to be red. And here we go with that Speedway. 51 millimeter Speedway, quartz chronograph, blackout color, silicone strap watch. And notice, you get the blue here for the silicone strap, blue going along the rihot, and a couple marks, the hands on the inside, that you'll find at the 3 o'clock subdial, 9 o'clock subdial, and also the chronograph second hand. And this movement actually is the Ronda Z60 movement on the inside, which I haven't seen really that much lately. So I really like seeing this this watch here with that movement. This is a Swiss parts variation. And look at this. It has the exhibition case back. Now this is black where it used to be yellow before with the Invicta timepieces. So I like this. And here's something I like right away. I like the cutout in the strap. There's almost this raised element that reminds me of the Venom bracelet. That fang portion we used to talk about is a part of this. And then it's a little bit more of a complex bezel of how everything is designed and machined out and done in black. Then you have the 5 different screw elements that are a part of it. You have the tachymeter on the inner portion of that bezel. And look at the dial on the inside of this watch. It's the concentric circles, but done in a much larger format. So the other thing is, you can't quite see it in this version, but if you see these you see the concentric circles on the inside for the dial. Well, that is what gives off the sunray pattern actually in a lot of the subdials too. They're so small. Like on this version right here, there's actually a sunray pattern on that lower subdial, which is your 30-minute timer. That's a part of the chronograph here for the watch. So yeah, great movement. I do like the movements on this watch too, the Z60s. And let's just look at the different wrist sizes. You have two different keepers. They're both floating keepers. So one isn't permanent at all. So you can just move and adjust those to wherever you would like here. So I'd say we're probably starting out at about 6 3/4, maybe 6.5, could be a little bit loose on the wrist. You know, everybody has their own take on what is tight, what's loose, or what fits right. So, and we're looking all the way up to, oh my gosh, holy smokes, 9 1/4 inch wrist. Talk about a generous strap. Look at that. Tony White. That's got your name all over it. Let me see how many notches there are here, and I'll put the watch on my wrist too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 on this one. I'll put the watch on my wrist, see what it, I'm probably going to be on that first notch, first or second. Oh, I'm on the second. 6.5 inch wrist then too. Man, that's generous. Look at that blue though. That looks hot. I like it. Cone, I know. The cone of size. I just don't get it, you guys. Suzanne and Zeke, Honolulu Blue. All right. Here you go, you guys. There's the watch right there. I'm loving it. For $99.99. Did I talk about the price? Regular $795 MSRP. Nobody's paying that. We know that. But ShopHQ knocked that down 87%, down to a penny under $100. Okay. I'm putting this watch on my other wrist here. I'm going to wear that for a little while. And now I'm going to get into the final watch. You guys are laughing. Now, real quick, you guys, let me know. Just say me. I would like to see if you have, if you were on the ShopHQ Insider page on Facebook. Just say me or raise your hand or give a little comment here. I think it takes a couple seconds for it to get you guys with a little bit of delay. So I'm just going to take a drink of water and see. So ShopHQ Insider. Okay, ShopHQ Insider. Rick and Lisa is. Invicta Claw says, yeah, yes. Let's see who else. Share that with some of your friends too. If you know that there are some Invicta collectors out there, share that with some friends, and we'd greatly appreciate it. And while we're at it too, when you guys are buying the watches here with ShopHQ on the website, or if it happens to be on TikTok too, we'd appreciate your comments or your reviews on it. We really would. That'd be great. Godfather says, me, Suzanne and Zeke, new lady watches. There are, I have to double check. I think there's new stuff that's come in. Suzanne and Zeke, keep on checking out. Make sure to sign up also for ShopHQ's text alerts, email alerts, and everything like that. So, Rick and Lisa, can't wait for the RGMT square case to come in. You got that? Oh yeah, that was. I think it was $199. Did you get the green with the tan, or what color did you get, Rick and Lisa? That was a really, really hot watch. I actually wore it after that live stream out for a while. I like that timepiece. Okay. I'm going to get into the final watch, and I have actually presented this on TikTok. And be sure, my next show here, which is going to be on this platform here on ShopHQ's website. Yep, green and tan, I bet. Great buy. So my next live stream, so here's this week. Tonight, right here at 7 o'clock on this platform, we're also going out to the ShopHQ Insiders Facebook page. We're streaming there and also on YouTube. So that's tonight. Same thing, same platforms. That's coming up on Wednesday. I'll be Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. However, before that show on Wednesday, same time here, 3 nights from now, I'm actually be on TikTok at 11 a.m. Eastern. So that will be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern on TikTok. So lots of live streaming this week. Lots of me talking. So I hope you like it. All right. Well, let's get on to the final watch, and there are 9 different color choices. So here is the watch. To me, this is a watch that everybody can wear and everybody can gift. And so it's part of the Pro Diver collection. Pro Diver is just #1 for Invicta in terms of that design, the most watches out there, the collection that most people start with, such as me, start with the Pro Diver collection. So here we go with this watch. And it's a 43mm quartz version. And something I like about this watch is I like that it's a two-hand movement, technically from the center canyon pinion. And then you have your small seconds down at the bottom of the dial here for the watch. So this watch, MSRP is $595. ShopHQ brought it down to $69.99. $69.99, that's 88% off here tonight. Now the thing is, there are so many different color choices when it comes along, and guess what? I actually happen to have every single sample. So I can show you, and I'll go through them here momentarily. So the first two I am going to show you, and then I'll get into the meat and potatoes of the watch. But right here, this is silver tone black. Silver tone black. There is a silver tone charcoal. Very, very hard to distinguish. Even for me, there's a slight difference. You want just a little bit more of a darker color. It's going to be this black right here. Here is the gunmetal. Maybe you can tell the difference. Maybe you can't. It is so subtle, but to me, I wouldn't even know. I would say it would have been a black dial watch. So silver tone black. We have a silver tone green, which I really like that one. But there's another one too that's green, and I'll show you that's my favorite. And it's the favorite over on TikTok. There's also then a couple two-tones. So we're looking at this two-tone. This two-tone right here. And let me just stop for a second, because you get the top center portion of the link that is plated, not on the underside, and then the dial, the outer rim of the unidirectional rotating bezel, and the crown, and the intricacies on the inside, even the hands. And you can see the embossing also inside of this watch going underneath those hour markers, and that is actually the waves of the ocean that you'll be able to see. More of a cornflower blue for the bezel of this watch, but I love the weight. The weight of this watch, and I guess the cone was on the on my scale, so I'm going to go with the cone first. We're looking at almost at a 9-inch wrist right here that this watch will go all the way up to. And then in terms of weight, here we go. There we go. 5.9 ounces, which is going to be 168 grams. I mean, I love the look right here. Okay. It looks great. Under 70 bucks, one of those just because gifts right here. Okay, so here we go. This is the two-tone gold tone, because you're going by bracelet and then by dial. The next color choice is going to be right here. This is two-tone black. Two-tone black. Very classic. Very classic. Two-tone black. Then I have a gold tone blue. It's more of that cornflower again for the bezel, but the dial's a little bit different. It's not that Invicta blue for the dial, but notice too, even the small seconds at that 6 o'clock position has a sunray pattern to it. But look at the 18 karat gold plating, front and back of the watch, except for the case back and also the clasp, which is rarely done. And you're gonna get a nice luminescence on this watch, and that's going to be that, it's actually gonna be blue on this one, it's not going to be green. All right, next color choice is going to be the gold tone. I like this version too. It has a black bezel, but you order this as gold tone. Again, under that $70 mark. This is one of 9 different color choices. Now, if you say, yeah, that one's cool, but there's too much gold. Well, here you go. I have one with a black dial. Black bezel, black dial. This one would be called gold tone black. And then the next version I'm going to show you right here. This is the #1 on TikTok right here. Gold tone green. Look at that. I think some customers are saying, yeah, that's the color of money right there. All right. And then the last one is going to be that silver tone with that charcoal that I showed just a little bit earlier. So, I mean, first of all, 43 millimeters, I do like that size, that 43 millimeters here for that case diameter. And along with it, you get the nice 120 clicks for the rotating bezel on the watch, which is a nice, smooth, ratcheting bezel here that goes along. The movement is going to be from Time Module Inc. and it's going to be the VD78. That gives you the 2 hands and then also your small seconds or sub-seconds at that 6 o'clock position. 100 meters of water resistance, so feel free to take this watch in the water. You can go swimming all day with it, not a big deal. Even do some snorkeling or shallow water diving. And my recommendation is not to take the watch in steam showers, saunas, hot tubs. You can, but it could lend possibility of water getting inside the timepiece more so than just being in the normal water, just because of the temperature changes and, you know, does that affect the metal and such? So, I mean, you can, but I don't. And I think it voids a warranty with Invicta, which is a 3-year warranty, by the way, which most of you know. Rick and Lisa, let's see. Gold tone black in a great sharp look. Yeah, that gold tone black. I agree, Rick and Lisa. I mean, think of those grad gifts. Grad gifts, Father's Day is coming up here in 2 more Sundays from now. Or is it next Sunday? Oh my gosh, it is. It's next Sunday, isn't it? Okay. So yeah, here we go. I love that green. That's my favorite. That's my favorite color choice right there. I think it's great. So yeah, I'll just go back here really quick. So we're looking at, first of all, we had the 2-tone bracelet version with the aviator. I'll just pin that really quick if you want to click on that real quick. So 50 millimeter, that twisted metal design. You have that airplane on the back hand of the second hand of the timepiece. Bit of that altimeter look for the 6 o'clock subdial, which is going to be your minutes for the chronograph. And then that airspeed indicator design for the seconds for the chronograph on this timepiece. 2-tone all throughout. There was another color choice black, but that was actually sold out. And then we have here the blackout, the aviator. I'll pin that really quick here for you. You can click on that if you choose to do so. So we're looking at the Speedway. So with, I'm sorry, my bad. I got the Speedway and the aviator mixed up. So we have the 50 millimeter aviator here. You get the additional crown right down here, and this is for $119.99. It's 85% off the MSRP. You know, have a little bit of fun with that timepiece out there. Black and favorite color right there, and really one of my favorite variants is the blue here for this dial. It's a rendering right now on ShopHQ's website. In real life, it looks even more impressive, in my opinion. And then, final timepiece here, because I just showed the 43 millimeter Pro Diver, this is going to be that Speedway version. So Invicta's actually had this design, and I'll just pin that real quick. Invicta's had this design for quite a while, and it's a little bit of an older model number back in the 20,000s. But just you get a really cool, intricate build, and I really like the strap on this timepiece here too. It's from $795 down to $99.99 here tonight. So yeah, really like that high polished sides, and with the quartz movement, that Z60, you actually get that exhibition case back here for the watch. So I think it's sweet. All right, you guys, real quick, follow ShopHQ official, or follow ShopHQ on everything, their platforms. Go to the ShopHQ Insiders if you're not already. Give that a follow on that group. I will be back actually next. It's going to be Wednesday morning at 11 a.m. on TikTok, and that will be through ShopHQ Official. So it'll be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at 11 a.m. ShopHQ Official on TikTok, but then next Wednesday, I'll be here at that same time as I am tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern. All right, Rick and Lisa, we'll let you know how the Ed Sheeran concert is next week. Have a great week. Yes, we'd love to get the report on that, Rick and Lisa. Okay. All right, I'm going to go out. I'm going to go pick up that couple here from the boat and bring them back. And you guys enjoy your night, and I'll catch you soon. Thank you so much for tuning in. Give us all a follow on our social media platforms. Give us those reviews and everything. Reach out to via social media, private messenger if you have any questions. So enjoy your evening, everybody. Take care here too. And I want that beautiful Insiders, you too, Rick and Lisa. All right, cool. Thank you guys. Take care and enjoy your evening.